Widespread speculations surrounded the leniency shown by Nepali Congress towards endorsing the much-debated US-funded Millennium Challenge Corporation bill. The project centered around the national politics for quite some time during the previous Oli government, and now the incumbent Prime Minister Dewa has laid to rest the ruling party's stand on MCC, announcing that the controversial bill will be endorsed from the parliament. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama, and these are the top stories of the hour. The former Chief Justice Forum calls on Chief Justice Rana to seek an outlet to ongoing controversy to safeguard integrity of the judiciary. Prime Minister Sherbadu Dewa is charged of remaining indifferent towards the flood and landslide victims, who dubbed the Premier's inspection tour as just a formality. Pfizer claims its COVID-19 vaccine is 90% effective in children between 5 to 11 years. An evaluation by the Food and Drug Administration awaited. And Sri Lanka clinches an impressive 8-wicket victory over the Netherlands at the ICC T20 World Cup. Super 12 games to begin from today. Former justices have said incumbent Chief Justice Cholendra Shamsher Rana should seek an outlet to protect the dignity, credibility, public's expectations and independence of the judiciary. The Ex-Justices Forum has released a concept paper highlighting what it calls seriously objectionable modus operandi of Chief Justice Rana. Former justices even called for initiative from the parliament to fulfill its constitutional duties by opting for unbiased probe into the alleged incident of Chief Justice having a share in the country's power equation. Former justices are of the view that Chief Justice Rana should resign on his own to save the dignity of the judiciary. The forum, through the event, also recalled that the onus was on the justices themselves to save the top court from its failed leadership. The forum further stated that inclusion of the Chief Justice's close relative in the Council of Ministers and the subsequent resignation of the minister following widespread criticism spoke volume of the ill intentions of the Chief Justice. Prime Minister Sherbadu Dewa appointed Congress leader and a close relative of Chief Justice Rana, Gajendra Hamal, as a minister on 8th of October amid widespread criticism. Hamal resigned from the post on the third day of his ministerial tenure. Hinting at this incident, former justices have said that the public's trust on the judiciary was fast dwindling. The forum further stated that the scenario had resulted due to the appointment of a politically inclined individual in the judiciary. Now, the recent flood and landslide victims in the far west have alleged Prime Minister Sherbadu Dewa of ignoring their grievances. Victims say that the Prime Minister's two-day visit to the flood and landslide-hit regions of Sudur Paschim and Karnali province were just a formality. Premier Dewa had reached these provinces on a chopper to gauge the scale of damage in the three-day rain havoc earlier this week. While at affected districts, the Premier reportedly refrained from having a meeting with the victims' families in Humla and Doti. Many households in Humla and Doti have lost their family members in the landslides. Likewise, victims in Bajang's Thalra were also barred from sharing their grievances with the Premier. The Prime Minister held a meeting with security bodies and returned from Bajang, which is one of the worst affected districts. The Prime Minister, meanwhile, met the victims in Baitadi, however, could not make any pledges of relief assistance. The Prime Minister's visit at his home district of Darel Dhura was also limited to meeting with public representatives and party cadres. Victims in Kantipur and Kailali expressed they felt neglected by the Prime Minister's lack of response. A team led by Prime Minister Dewa had arrived in Bardia to assess the scale of damage in Rajapur. However, the Premier limited his meetings to party cadres before returning to the capital. The weather forecasting system in the country in recent time has been considered trustworthy with the exposure of newer technology in the sector. However, despite easy access to mobile phones, the device has not been well utilized to inform people about impending disasters. The fault, experts also say, also lies with mobile users who seem reluctant to seriously consider available applications. The unseasonal heavy rains that lashed several parts of the country since 17th of October resulted in massive loss of life and properties, although timely forecasts of the approaching rains were available. The information about the deadly rains were shared on social media 2 days prior to the mayhem on 15th of October. Even as the Weather Forecasting Division has been promoting their mobile application to enhance people's access to these life-saving information, that has yet to attract smartphone users. Experts in the field highlight users' slack approach towards availing themselves of these mobile applications. Now, the Weather Forecasting Division has informed that it will take at least 2 more days for the weather condition in the country to improve. The division has predicted that parts of the country is likely to receive light to moderate rainfall until tomorrow. According to the division, various parts of the country received rains due to the effects of westerly winds this week. Likewise, the division has also informed that Province 1, Province 2 and Bagmati Province will experience heavy rain today and tomorrow. Meanwhile, at least 107 deaths have been reported due to water-induced disasters since the start of this week, while 71 individuals have been injured. Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, how can people's access to pre-information on natural calamities be enhanced? Your options are A, mobile-friendly notice, B, maximum use of technology, and C, self-alertness. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. In our Public Voice segment, we've asked in Salyan, Hetauda, Bara and Sindhupalchok, why have the authorities failed to take action against transport operators who are charging excessive fares? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
यो पुलिस प्रशासनकै कमजोरी प्रहरीले पनि निगरानी चाहिँ अलि कडा गर्दिनु पर्यो
अनुगमन नै यहाँ हाम्रो फिक्लो भएको छ
सरकारले कारबाही नै नगरेको हुनाले यस्तो भएको हो
That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.